Yo, what's good? Welcome back to Complicated Discord. As always, it's your boy Dex.
Queen Esther here. I am here.
JacobiJones in the house.
Your boy Alexander Benedict.
And we are joined today by a special guest, young lady named Snow. She's an artist. She just dropped an album. In fact, I'm gonna let you kind of, inform the audience. Go ahead, Snow.
My bad. I didn't, Alexander, sorry, I did not see you. I have 4 people on my screen right now, us, and then you came in. Anyways, I'm Ashley Snow, and I make music. I rap, I sing, I play the guitar. It's a passion of mine. And I really make music with intent, with purpose, with meaning. I'm not really big on a lot of the music that's currently trending and popular today. Just understanding the dynamic power of music and how it plays on the mind, body, and spirit. It just acts on someone multidimensionally, whether you really like it or not. And so I think that we reached the time now where music needs to trend in a more positive direction that follows our actual evolution. If, we should be evolving forward instead of devolving. And I think that music is a huge tool to help us culturally transform in the directions that we want to go. So
if I'm not mistaken, I believe you just dropped an album, The Seventh Sense.
Yes, it's called The Seventh Sense, a healing experience. Yes.
Well, for those who haven't had a chance, go check it out on YouTube. I promise you the music is dope.
It is dope, and her voice is absolutely beautiful.
Angelic.
Thank you.
It really is.
Real talk. Have y'all heard Mamba Mentality? I dropped a little something called the Kobe tape. It's actually some singles, but they're dedicated to Kobe. One is called Be Optimistic, and the other is called Mamba Mentality. Those are really powerful tracks as well. So if you guys get a chance to check those out, yeah, I would definitely.
Definitely will. Definitely.
Absolutely. So before we go ahead and we jump into things, I'm going to go ahead and do the spotlight of the month. And I've decided to do this gentleman right behind me.
Your big head is blocking it.
Damn, why you gotta shade me, Essie? You ain't shit.
Sorry.
Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall. Mr. Marshall was the first African-American Supreme Court Justice in U.S. history. He was born January 2nd, 1908 in Baltimore, Maryland, to parents Norma Arisa, who was a kindergarten teacher, and his father was William Marshall, who was an amateur writer. Once he finished high school, Mr. Marshall applied for the University of Maryland, I believe it was, and he was denied due to segregation being a very prevalent issue at this point in time. Subsequently, he applied for Howard University, where he was accepted, attended, and graduated. Shortly after, he moved on to obtaining a position with the NAACP, where he held the office of chief counsel. In his tenure as an attorney, Mr. Marshall won 29 of the 32 cases that was heard in the Supreme Court, one of which being the landmark Brown versus Board of Education, where Mr. Marshall argued that separate but equal is anything but that. He deemed it unconstitutional, and that history was made at that point. He was later on appointed by John F. Kennedy to the Court of Appeals, and afterwards he was appointed by Lyndon B. Johnson. He was nominated by President Lyndon B. Johnson for his Supreme Court judgeship. He was appointed, I believe, June 1967, and he was approved August 30th, 1967. He held that position for 24 years before he retired due to medical complications, and he passed away in 1993. And the reason I decided to choose him, which is kind of funny, I've made it very clear that that I wasn't born in America, excuse me. I got here when I was 6. So when I got here in the winter. I went through all of that without starting school. And when I started school in September, the first Black History Month, mind you, I didn't know much about it. My class was chosen to be a part of the school assembly. And of course, I was appointed to be Justice Thurgood Marshall.
Wow.
Yeah, I never forgot him since that day. I remember the first line of my speech was, "My name is Thurgood Marshall, and I am the first African American just Supreme Court leader." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's so dope!" So I wanted to, use this time to shine a little spotlight on Thurgood Marshall, who gave us the opportunity to get fair and equal treatment, especially when it comes to the education that we're granted in the States today.
Wow.
Power to the people. Power to the people.
That's dope. Thank you for sharing that. That's really dope.
Know what the left hand got.
Say it again, Queen. I couldn't hear you.
Nothing. I was just saying, you got to make sure you do your left hand. Power to the people.
Okay, now with that being said, let's go ahead and continue on with the show. Since it looks like I might be the only one drinking today, I'm gonna just put this out there. I'm having me a new little concoction I made up called the pomegranate ginger snapped.
Oh, it sounds really dope.
Hey, I see you. What were you sipping with, Jacobi? What you got?
This is called I Plead the Fifth. And it's delicious.
Okay.
All right, I see you. So
we're gonna do a lot of that today.
So let's jump into the show. The first thing we're going to touch on is, of course, the audacity.
Ooh,
now, Queen decided to pick this topic out, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick screen share here and let everyone kind of see for themselves.
Oh, too.
For those of you who don't know, this is bsimone, and she put out a statement recently that everyone is up in arms about. If you haven't heard it or seen it, go ahead and listen to.
Do you know why everyone? Are you playing the whole thing?
No, I'm gonna play just a small portion. Here, check it out.
We got all these things we want in a man. A list of things. He got to be tall. He got to be dark. He got to be handsome. He got to have pretty teeth. He got to be a family man. He got to be financially stable. He got to be rich. He got to be successful. He got to be all these things. And we ain't even had some things on that list. He got to be a family man. You may talk to your mama in 6 months, but you want him to be a family man. He got to be financially stable. Your account is in the negative, ma'am. Overdraft fees. He got to have a job. You need to go fill out some applications because you're still unemployed. He got to have pretty teeth. You ain't seen a dentist in 6 years. He got to have a six-pack to be in shape. You can't even walk up a flight of stairs without huffing and puffing. Get your life together.
And I'm gonna leave it right there, since to save some time. So, who wants to begin?
So, I saw this. It's cute. It's funny. It's hilarious. She's right, but she's being like, there's a backlash because basically some of her people that, like, some followers that she has have posted the same video saying the same exact thing, and they think she saw it because it's like, it seems a little scripted, because I went and watched those videos and she was throwing the same exact, rhymes and reasons that they were throwing in videos that they posted months ago, right? So then she decided to make one and it went viral. And it really is just jealousy in that aspect, because they're not as popular as her. So if you post this,
that's what this is all about.
You know what I mean? If I post, like, a prime example, Funky Dineva. There's this Atlanta blogger named Funky Dineva. I follow him, and I made a meme with what's that dude, Mitch McConnell, right? I took a picture of Mitch McConnell in his 20s, and I took a picture of Mitch McConnell now, and he got that big turkey neck, and in his 20s he didn't. And I put as a caption, "This is what inflation really looks like," right?
Yeah, I remember.
And I posted that shit on Funky Dineva's thing. When I posted it, it only got like 20, 30, 40 likes. When he posted it, it got like 4,000. But I'm not mad about that, because I was smart enough to put my hashtag on it.
Plug.
But you know what? I mean, okay, so I didn't watch the whole video. I'm not like a huge bsimone fan, but they had hit me to some things with bsimone. And apparently she had a manifestation book that she put out, which was completely copied by somebody else. She literally copied somebody's shit.
And put her name on that shit.
Yeah, and slapped her name on it. Well, because I got to follow her, I'm going to do it now. And she made millions off. She made a bag off it. But so I'm not really with the whole copycat shit. I'm really like,
it's
burned out from that shit. Like, if you are creative you should be able to create. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to create your own content. You should be able to come up with your own ideas. You should have some originality. If your career is based off stealing people's ideas,
then you don't have a career.
And doing them your style, I can't respect that. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's not respectable. That's like, oh yeah,
But also,
I love to be supported, but I can't. I want to support the real creators, not the copy.
This is the thing. You have to, as a creator, if you know that you got some juice, you have to protect yourself. Like when I was making that Mitch McConnell meme, I knew this shit is hilarious.
And that's
why I threw my watermark on that shit. So like if he chose to share this after, because he posted something about Mitch, and I posted in his comments the picture.
Right.
He then took the picture and posted it on his Instagram where he got 10,000 likes.
And that's fine. He didn't take your watermark off of it. He didn't create a new meme without you on it. You know what I'm saying? Which is basically what bsimone is doing. She's taking other people's content and ideas and making them seem as though they're original, not really giving credit to the person who, actually came up with that idea.
You have to cite your sources. I keep telling people that you got to cite your sources.
Well, yeah, like it's like you got the sauce, but you don't have the flavor. You gotta take the flavor from somebody else. There's a bunch of motherfuckers out here like that. They got all the sauce, meaning they got followers, they got money, they got people watching them, but they don't have no motherfucking seasoning. They don't have no motherfucking
they don't have no for real.
Internet for people who nobody have heard of, so they can take their flavor and add it to their little fucking rich ass sauce. That's all it is. It's like I'm a little bit over that. I'm kind of way over that. And if that's what bsimone is doing, then shame on her. Like for that.
Yeah,
don't kill him, Snow. Don't kill him, Snow.
Hold on.
Don't kill him, Snow.
What I'm saying?
What we gotta address is everyone is mad not because of the things, not because of how she did it, it's because of what she said. People are saying that females aren't taking accountability because people are split. People are saying, "Oh, you're being ridiculous," and
you can't quite do that with, especially. I think it was last year the little skits that she was doing because she had like this huge crush on the baby, and how she was throwing herself at him in public, even though, and he was just rejecting her. But she's saying X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? She's saying this to empower women, but she was contradicting herself last year.
Not even, but also, she's a comedian. That was all in comedy.
No, I know that was all in jokes, but still, either which way, her voice has not present. She can carry. She has numbers. Listen, so whatever comes out of her mouth, people are gonna follow.
Yeah, but when she said what she said, you have to understand. At the end of the day, she is at a level to where she can go ahead and hit on guys like the baby. You understand what I'm saying? What
does that matter though? She could hit on anybody.
But
if you gonna make comments like that,
but that's my point. She was saying that women are asking guys to be what they're not willing to offer themselves.
You're saying she's at that level where she can offer what they offering.
Exactly. She may not have nearly as much money as the baby, but she is in a higher tax bracket to be able to say these things. It's kind of like when you meet a woman that's like 4'11" and she says, "I want a guy that's 6'2", and it's like, yo, you're not even half this height. Like, how are you going to sit here and?
I want my offspring to be this tall. Okay, I want them to have a chance.
Hold on.
Height has nothing to do with how good you can take the dick. Let's clear that up.
I never said. Hold on. No one said anything about taking dick. No one said that. What I said was females ask for guys that are 7'7" and whatever, and they're only 4'11". You're asking for something that you can't offer back to me yourself, and that's kind of crazy.
You want me to have a job? You can't use that.
Coming from a very personal place.
No. What I'm saying is, you asking me to have a 6-figure job, but you don't even have a job yourself. That's kind of ridiculous.
That's a bad analogy. You can't control your height. You can control how hard your work ethic is. That's a bad analogy.
But females do it. No, it's not, because females do it all the time. They shame guys for being short all the time. Oh, you're not tall enough for me. But yet but if a guy says you're too fat for me, all of a sudden we're body shaming. Why is it on the females' preference, but on the guys' is body shaming?
Yeah, I think, I think that the whole conversation is like, it's very superficial and kind of asinine. You know what I'm saying? Because,
okay, cool.
That, like, my thing is like, okay, so, we just saying like somebody got to have what I have before for them to be an equal match.
I can entertain
if you got everything I got, what the fuck I want with you? I'm good with my motherfucking self then. What am I going to learn from you, gain from you, or anything if we all got the same shit? And if that's the way,
or if your objective is to
if you
take,
want somebody who is just like you, date your motherfucking self. If you want somebody who's on your level, date your motherfucking self. But chances are, the person that you meet, the person that you fall in love with, they're not gonna have all the same shit you have. They're not supposed to. Y'all gonna have different things.
Supposed to be different.
Just because you rich, man or woman, don't mean you gotta be with a rich person. You know what I'm saying? Because you might be rich financially, but the other person may be rich spiritually, and y'all balance each other out that way. You know what I'm saying? They might be rich in love, and you learn how to love from them, whereas, and they learn how to make finances from you. But the whole ideology is that classism bullshit. Well, he ain't got nice teeth. I got perfect teeth. Like, what the fuck? How are you even picking a relationship based off of this? You shallow bitch. You know
and
what
you
I'm
know
saying?
what? But you know what though? I will admit.
I've always said this though.
Her titty wasn't fat enough. It's like, okay, that's some superficial, shallow shit. And I hope you think that's going to take
I've always said this as a teenager in New York, because the girls always look at niggas on sneakers to be like, oh, look at his shoes. He ain't shit. Da-da-da-da. And I'm like, but his name is not on the shoes. Did he go to Italy? Did he go have the cow killed and fucking his own name put on the shoe? No, he didn't. So he's not healthy.
I will admit that, you know, it takes a lot of choosing to grow in order to get past that, because I used to be like that. In my 20s, I was a very shallow person. I passed upon a lot of nice guys because I was just like,
at least you grew from
but
that,
I grew past that. You know what I mean?
Grew.
And everything that Snow is saying is accurate, because at the end of the day, like, I remember this dude tried to date me, and he was like, I was in shape and I was all skinny and hot and cute back when y'all knew me. And my cousin, I liked him, but he was a little husky and he had a little dick. And my cousin was just like, you know what, you can exercise with him. And I'm like, I don't need nobody to exercise with me. But in reality, now I've grown past that. And I'm just like, you know, exactly what Snow just said. Like, maybe that person had more in other places that I needed, and I didn't even know. And he needed me in these places. And I needed him in those places, and I missed out on that. And that's okay, because the universe does what it's supposed to do, and I'm still a bad bitch.
Well,
but I've learned that all of that is true.
Right now, you're compensating. Okay, you've learned. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, I've learned that it's all true.
Sometimes it's simply about, don't ask me for things you cannot. How can I put it? At the end of the day,
if you can't bring it to the table, leave it alone.
Exactly. Don't ask something that you absolutely cannot do yourself. Is what it is. Hey, Pete, you were extra quiet over there. Why you?
I was waiting for all y'all to say y'all's pieces.
Well, what's your piece looking like, Black History?
So check this out. Everybody has their preference. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might like A, somebody might like B, A, whatever. But you can't subject somebody to your preference or what you like, because say you want short guys, the other person might want tall guys, whatever. Yo, that's your thing. And like Snow was saying, when you're looking for a partner, you should look for somebody that compliments you. You know what I'm saying? Don't look for somebody to just, give you the leg up or whatnot. It's not going to work. You want somebody that
challenges you, makes you better.
Balance. You look for balance. You're looking for balance. I mean, that's for me.
What about growth?
Facts.
About growth.
Yeah.
But like I said, everybody's different. Everybody's looking for their own thing. Some people just might look for the good time. Somebody's looking for a long time. Somebody's looking for right now. Hey, everybody got their thing. So
you know what? I'm gonna say one last thing that we're gonna shift topics. It kind of goes hand in hand with what Pete and Snow just said. A lot of people say, when you find someone, they kind of have to be, exactly like you. But I realize that when you fall in love, you fall in with someone who's exactly your opposite. What you lack, they make up for, and vice versa.
What the fuck? I mean, like, no, I think that's bullshit to be like, well, if you can't do for yourself, don't ask me. I'm a writer. That's what I'm good at. That's one thing I'm really good at. If somebody's not good at writing and they can't write, I don't know, a fucking resume for themselves or a cover letter, should I be like, no, I'm not writing you a cover letter. You can't do it for yourself. That's the whole point of being in a fucking relationship. You do things for the other person that they can't do for themselves, and vice versa. That's what love is about. It's about making their strengths, their weaknesses, you be their strength, and vice versa. But we've gotten into this fucking narcissistic, selfish ass cultural mindset of, oh, well, you got to have this and this and that, and you got to look like this. And that shit is bullshit. So bsimone is doing nothing but taking someone else's half-ass, half-baked ideas that's shallow as fuck and regurgitating it to the masses and validating more bullshit, which is the thing that bothers me. It's the validation of bullshit. It's nonstop.
No.
But that's the thing. That's another thing.
A girl who put fucking gorilla glue in her hair got fucking famous overnight.
No, you snapping.
There's no substance anymore in social media. There's no substance anymore. No quality. No, everybody's bored and it has a very short attention span. No funny.
It's no snapping.
Yo, like I said this.
No, she's not.
I've been saying this for quite some time, right? Sophists are entertainers are the new sophists. You know what I'm saying? They come off as philosophers, but they're really sophists. The difference between the both of them is one gets paid to do what they do. And that's what it is right now. You have entertainers telling you what you might think is the truth, but it's really a lie.
Exactly.
They're getting paid a lie to you.
It's bullshit. Yeah. But it entertains you and it makes us have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? It gives us somebody else to fucking hate and target, which is all we really need, right?
Right there.
We really need to examine the issue of how do I go about picking a life partner for me, someone who I'm going to love unconditionally. No, that's not that. That's the real fucking conversation to be had. But you know what I'm saying? We're busy talking about it in a way that demeans and degrades people. And when you have to understand that a person's value is not determined by what they have, it's determined by what they are.
Yep, you're right. Damn. But since we're talking about people and their values, let's jump into the next topic. We're talking about women and men looking for something that they don't have. But what happens when you get past that? When you go out on the first date? Is it okay to fuck on the first date?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
I feel attacked. Is this an attack on me right now?
Hey,
Jesus.
No, it's okay. Like Pete was saying earlier, it's individual preference. It depends on where you want this to go in the future and what you deem as, a route away from it or to it. So like, if I give the pussy up right now, is this going to like thwart any future long lasting relationships kind of thing? You know what I'm saying? Whether if you hold it back, what happened?
It shouldn't. But
yes,
it shouldn't. It shouldn't. But there are different levels of maturity to people.
Is it okay to fuck on a first date? If you have self-respect, no, it's not okay. If you respect yourself,
hold on.
I don't agree with that.
It's not okay because that's because you're two men with penises like pit bulls, okay? And if you really
hold on a second, hold on, you know what?
Benjamin would agree with me.
Wait, since we're attacking, this is the same person.
Don't bring up my past.
Oh no, we bring it up since we attacking motherfuckers.
With my present, my past.
Isn't this the same man that had a gas station hookup like 2 weeks ago?
So back to what I was saying.
It wasn't a date. It wasn't a date. I didn't go on no date. If I went on a date with somebody and I wanted to really get to know you, I'm not gonna give you all this good stuff so quickly. Okay.
You and these semantics.
That's what I was saying. Like, if you want the relationship to go further, not a date.
That was a gas station drive-by. I mean, pay attention to what's going on here. And if you want to date somebody and you want them to respect you, especially men who have penises like pit bulls that don't know how to control themselves, then you have to hold off.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
I took
what
that
do you
personally.
think, Snow? I want to hear what Snow think. I'm curious. I'm done with Jones.
Well, honestly,
be done with me.
I think that clearly, I think that's a decision to be made between, two people, whoever, what your goals are and stuff on the date.
Exactly.
My thing is this though. We don't even know the power of sex. We don't even know the value of sex. We don't even understand the actual nature of sex. And we just want to go around having sex.
All the time thinking,
and it's like the sex was the first religion. Sex was the first way we learned how to elevate our consciousness. And now it's become something that keeps us rooted in lower states of consciousness. Yeah. And when you understand the powerful interplay, mind, body, spirit, when you are physically interacting with someone in that way, having intercourse, when you understand that and you act with awareness about that, you won't have sex on the first date. You won't have sex just to have sex. Or even if you do have sex, it will be highly intentional and with a strong purpose between two people who understand that what's happening. But in today's world, sex is just something to do. And when sex is literally one of the most powerful mechanisms we have to elevate our consciousness and connect with God.
It creates life.
And we're using it, and we use it to just
haphazardly,
we use it to really waste our vital energy, really waste our ki. That's what we do.
Right.
So it's a matter of, sure, have sex on the first date, have sex whenever you want to have sex. Just understand, do you even know what you're doing?
Right.
Most people don't, but that's the thing. It's just depending on the relationship that you want to eventually have with this person. Depends on if you want to do it at the beginning or hold out. That's what I think.
Hey, so, well, check this out. I don't know if I agree with you, Jacobi, because I had a relationship in the past where me and the young lady slept together on the first date, and we were together for 6 years. So,
but it still sounds like it didn't work out though.
It didn't work out because I joined the military and I left. At the end,
and I was with one for 7 years. So
and understand,
and you fucked on the first day. But okay, so how about this? That goes with what Snow just said. Y'all had an understanding. That's completely different.
No. I'm not disagreeing with
you. But knew what you were doing.
But I'm not disagreeing with Snow. I'm disagreeing with you when you said that you can't be respectable and sleep with somebody on the first date. I believe that you can.
I said that's how much you respect yourself. I didn't say they would respect you. I said how much self-respect do you have?
It got nothing to do with self-respect.
In my opinion, it does.
Sometimes you can just have that natural.
I have had a bunch. I have had more one-night stands than we got fingers and toes together. Okay, so I'm not judging. I'm just telling you what I think. I think it's a space of self-respect. But I mean, it's also just like, where do you want this to go? I fucked that dude not at the gas station, but from the gas station just last week or 2 weeks ago.
The fact that you have to specify that you didn't sleep with him at the gas station leaves a lot of questions.
Well, you're referencing him like he's a gas station bandit, so I just want to clear that the fuck up.
He's famous now. That nigga famous now. No funny.
But I don't even fuck him.
No, to each his own though, for real. Like, no, but I do agree that, you can still have a long-lasting relationship having sex on the first night.
Sure. But, I also think that it has to do with how much you respect yourself.
But wait a minute, hold up. 2 people have to have the sex together. So it's like both of you would have made that decision. So, yeah. So
exactly.
That has to do with so that means you're at a certain vibration when y'all meet each other. So if you guys can grow together from that point on.
Girl, we was vibrating at that gas station, girl. We was vibrating at that gas.
I'm done with you.
Right here. Here's a kicker right here. And a lot of people don't see this part. The moment after y'all both climax.
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. I'm done.
The awkward moment. If you have the awkward moment, it probably wasn't meant for y'all to be together.
True.
You just made my mind go way too far. After you climax, if there's an awkward moment?
Yeah.
Like you what never had that after this?
Pete, after you climax.
Pete, hold on a second. Are you treating these women like the porn after you finish beating off? Like, ugh.
Oh my God.
I've had that moment where I'm like,
I don't know what to do now. Gotta go. Okay, I get what you're talking about. The awkward both done. That's
he's like, so this is awkward. How are you gonna get home? Because I'm about to go to sleep.
No, like for real, bro, especially when I was in the barracks, I was like, hey, ma, you can't stay here. Hey, I got PT in the morning. You gotta go. Matter of fact, I used to tell my homeboy about that shit. He wanted to have him sleep in and have breakfast. Like, bro, she can't stay here, bro. She gotta go.
They do room inspections in the morning. We can't have y'all. You can't have y'all here.
So
yeah,
you guys are all. You two are all for.
Okay, all right.
Sex on the first
How about this? I'm gonna help you out, Dex, so we can transition this. Since y'all this whole sex on the thing, because we talked about these topics, Dex. I'm gonna go to the next one. What is marriage material? Since you think having sex on the first day is so okie dokie.
Marriage material is all on the person. It's all personal preference. You understand what I'm saying? You might not see sex such a huge thing when it comes to marrying somebody. Your marriage material might be someone that can cook and clean, that'll take care of you. Mine might be someone that has the drive to make millions with me in the future. It's all personal. Listen, sex isn't a huge thing for me. If we have sex on the first date, that doesn't, cut you out of marriage material. What I will tell you is one thing I absolutely have as marriage material: don't volunteer information that I don't ask you for. I don't want us to come in this and you give that full honesty shit and tell me you slept with 700 guys, because then that's it. I'm done. We can't go any further.
How did you digress?
He's asking what's marriage. I'm telling you what's not marriage material to me.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to put that out there.
Like the Dave Chappelle episode where
gangbang.
Oh, gangbang. Like, I don't want to know that. I don't want to know your past transgressions or whatever. I don't want to know that shit. Like,
that's so interesting to me because I have a past.
We know that you have a past. We just don't want to know specifically what it entails.
I know, but I'm just saying I have a past. And
they don't give a damn how many people done touched it. They want to feel like it's brand fucking new.
That's so interesting. The thing is, I was just thinking, like, I want to share all of the I want to share my past. But if I met a guy, just hypothetically, right, Dex, like say me and you met and we hit it off, right? And we're like we're on date 2 or 3, and I'm like, I really like this man. And then I find out, hey, just so you know, Jacobi, I don't want to know shit about what you did in the past. I'll be like, but I want to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be so weird for me.
I'm not gonna come out and say I don't want to know shit. We could be sitting there having a conversation. You could be like, hey, so let me tell you my number. Ho, hang on. Let me say I don't want to know your number. If we're somewhere and you say, hey, I messed with him, that's fine. But I don't want you saying, hey, look, I had 17 threesomes, 4 foursomes, and 75 sixsomes. I don't want to know that you were in a devil's triangle. There's certain things that I don't want to know.
Okay, we've covered that. I just don't want to know.
Plus, it shouldn't matter. It should not matter. If I love you for who you are, then what you did in the past, it should not matter enough for you to tell me. Because I'm petty enough for that to scar me for life if you do. And again, if I tell you, then that should be good. Marriage material all depends on what you're willing to put up with at the end of the day. And it's different for everyone.
But Jacobi, to answer your question, marriage material, great conversation.
That doesn't answer
if I could get that mind-blowing conversation, I mean that shit make your mind orgasm.
Yeah.
You in the inner sanctum.
I feel like there's more to that you're not saying, Pete.
No, wow, I feel like he said what he said. I said what I said.
You're full of shit. Let me tell you something. Everyone can sit down and say, oh man, the brain is the most important thing. And it is. It might be important, yes. But
just because you shallow as a kiddie pool don't mean the rest of us are.
Let's be honest. No one's going to marry a smart mud duck.
That's
Pete, would you?
A mud duck? An ugly person? Is that what a mud duck is supposed to be?
That's not true.
Yeah.
Everybody,
bro.
Pete, would you marry a smart mud duck?
Wait a minute, hold on. I don't know what a mud duck is. Is that an ugly person or an unattractive person? That's so fucked up, first of all. Second of all, you guys are what makes you guys not a mud duck? This is so effed up.
Everyone is a mud duck to someone.
First off,
ugly to someone.
I know I ain't pretty. I'm ugly as fuck, but I'm smart.
Everyone is look at the end.
Really, of the day, all that matters is your credit score. That's all.
But
that matters.
What are we just talking about?
First of all, you would let somebody fuck your credit score up for some.
What about being
Jacobi?
Shallow? Stop all of this. Oh my God. What happened to love? What happened to love? Like, you don't want to know about the past.
Right there.
You want a good conversation.
Love.
Here's the
What?
beautiful thing about
marriage
love.
material, the quality of love in the relationship, the way that it's expressed and communicated, and the flow, the way it flows.
Yo, everybody go check out her album already.
Hey,
with the love thing.
Over here dropping gems.
There's a
Word.
song in there called "Choose Love." That's actually the 5th track. But yeah, man.
Delicious
Love.
You're gone. She's gone.
Love.
Yo,
And you know what I love? You know what I love?
What do you love?
I love an 800 plus credit score.
Being in love and somebody loving you or whatever, everybody don't know how to love. You know what I'm saying? Some people's love.
Everybody loves for different people.
And everybody's love is different. It can only be expressed and filtered through the individual. So if you got some really fucked up shit in you, you might be beating on somebody talking about you love them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I love you.
Right? You know what I'm saying? You might be treating them like trash and talking about you love them. You might not even understand what they need. Like how willing are you to allow that love to make you expand as a human? You know what I'm saying? How much do you love me? How strong is your love that it'll cause you to become somebody new as many times as you need to, because and grow in a positive direction, like, a tree. Because, if you love somebody, right, you're going to have a family with them. So you have to go from being this selfish individual. It's all about me. Now it's all about us. Now it's all about us and our kids. Now it's all about our family. Now it's all about what we're building. So this person that you love so much, I want that love. I want someone to love me so much that they can't stop growing. You know what I'm saying? I want them to love me so much that they can't stop listening. They can't stop giving. They can't stop loving themselves. You know what I'm saying? And when you find that kind of love, that's something to commit to. But to me, that's marriage material, is the quality of love.
Snow, I got
wait, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know, Snow just described unconditional love.
Hold on.
And she did.
Crackhead and crack.
And I have a question, and that's great. I have a great question for that. But Pete, you never answered my question.
Oh, funny, you really did.
Would you marry a smart mud duck?
Oh my God! And then you just made it,
bro.
How about
you
Esther?
Why you took that high level of
Let me answer that
told
question.
you I'm gonna get back to that, but Pete didn't answer the question. He said
so
that
superficial.
It's not about being superficial. Listen, hold on. It's not about being superficial.
Answer your question. Yes.
Okay.
I look beyond the superficial.
At the end of the day, you're right. There is beyond superficial.
It's a growing process.
Hold on, listen. And it's great to love someone for their mind. That is fantastic. But at the end of the day, you also want someone that you don't mind, that you want to wake up and look at in the morning at the end of the day.
And when you get all this gonna all fade away anyway. It's all gonna get wrinkly anyway.
Exactly. So why start out there in the first place?
Can they love you right?
Well,
like,
you know what? I'm gonna go.
Bro, they might have God forbid they have an accident and have like a
Hey, Snow, and these are the motherfuckers that called me delusional a couple of episodes back. But you know what? We ain't even gonna talk about
you still
that.
Are like,
hey, Snow, let me ask you a question.
I'll admit, I already know. I'm a Libra. I'm into vanity. I think God's creations are wonderful. You know what I'm saying? And I think y'all.
Everybody wants somebody they could look at.
I was raised.
There's a basis for physical attraction. You know what I'm saying? There has to be a basis for attraction. You know what I'm saying? For
attraction, right?
It's a Libra thing. Shout it, yeah. Yes.
There has to be a basis.
My grandmother raised me in a way that love has no image, right? So she taught me that in the sense of race, right? She was just like, don't just only try to date white boys or black boys. Like love could look like anything. Now, in the bigger picture, love could look like anything in so many ways. And I didn't realize this until later in life. Like I was telling you, like I've always been open to date any race. I wasn't always open to date any shape. But now I have evolved, you know what I mean? And I understand that, like I could marry a paraplegic if I fell in love with him. You know what I mean?
Let me put it this way. the internet is the best way to love somebody without knowing what they look like, because you can fall in love with who you assume them to be. Now, when you're out
That's
in
a
public,
fantasy though. That's
hold
not
on, but
love.
listen, when you're out in public, can't nobody sit here and say that they're gonna see someone at the bar that they're not attracted to and be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go over and try to get that person's number. There has to be a basis of attraction. At the end of the day, I'm not saying they have to be a supermodel, but you have to be attracted to them to even garner that initial conversation, especially if
But
I can agree with
that's
that.
not
I've
what you
also been
asked, though. You didn't
Bro.
ask about initial conversations. You asked him, would he marry an ugly person, is what you asked him.
A
A
smart
nice,
ugly
ugly person. You didn't ask him, would you marry some bitch from across the room? You
Touche.
asked him, would you marry an ugly person?
Touche, Jacobi. Touche.
And I would like to say though, like I've been attracted to a person's energy before what they look like.
Okay, Miss
Like, I've been attracted-
Sapiosexual.
Oh my God. See, that's something
Hey.
completely different. That's
Hey,
Let me
but
blow
no,
y'all
whatever.
minds.
Next, you should roll that into the next topic.
Hold on. Let me blow y'all
For real.
minds.
hold
Let me
on.
blow y'all minds real quick.
All right, go ahead. Hurry up. Go ahead, Pete.
It takes a lot to blow on. Let me hear this one.
Hold on. The moment you start circling what you don't want in a person,
Mhm.
you are already putting
Laughing.
your dating life on a handicap.
And some
Every
people are
time.
okay with that. That being said, hey, Snow, you made a comment before. You were talking about love. Let me ask you something. Do you think that you can love more than one person the same way, as in like relationship wise? Because of course
You
you can
wanna
love
say
your mom
fully.
and your sister, but could you love two people the same way in the forms of relationships?
Sexually.
Me personally, I cannot. That's me personally.
But do you think it's possible?
I'm for some people. I think that what works. You know, people who are polygamous. And it's based in love, and I don't know. There's a certain flow of love. Like I said, it's about the flow of love, and a lot of times our egos and just beliefs, they affect the way we perceive things to be happening around us and perceive our relationships. So, for people, people are wired different. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no limit to creation, I feel like, and for people in their wiring and their capacity to give and receive love. I think that different people have different requirements to give and receive love. You know what I'm saying? Like, or they just experience love differently. It's really quite a fluid thing. That's just as unique as each individual, I think.
Well, it's interesting you should say the term polygamy, because that's one of Queen S's favorite topics. She brings it up every other chance that she gets. Well,
Oh my God, that is not true.
well,
It's not. Why
how about let me finish what I'm saying? How about that? Can we do that?
Stop lying. How about that?
Hey, listen, I will pull up old episodes, man. I got receipts. Fuck out of here. Anyway,
but you about to make a reel now. You about to make a reel.
I'm right.
Yeah.
I'm about to throw a reel in the middle there.
Just because she's brought it up in one episode, she actually brought it up in one episode.
One?
You kept bringing it back up.
You continue to bring it up like it's her lifestyle.
I'm about to make that real, because I feel like like I'm being attacked right now, and I ain't gonna take
You
this.
just attacked me.
Go right
I damn
ahead.
sure did.
Because Esther brought it up once, and you continue to bring it up.
Actually,
like it's her
you
favorite
brought it up the
thing to
second
do.
time, Jacobi. Now we're thinking about it.
Well, let's see your receipts then, Ronald
Okay,
McDonald.
bet. You asked for this. I'm bet. Anyway, seeing as how we're talking about the
You don't want no
ligaments.
internet war with me.
Ew.
Anyway,
I roll deep. Don't play with me.
Esther brought up a new one for us. What is it? Sologamy?
Yeah, you pronounced it great. I don't know how it's.
Thank you. Would you care to kind of expand on what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally essentially marriage to oneself, or literally being in a relationship with oneself. It's more of a spiritual thing, not necessarily a legal paper. And literally, you can marry yourself. There
That
are
would sound legal.
Yeah, it's no laws against it. It's illegal, but there's no laws against it. So technically, you make all the rules.
So the funny thing is, I've looked this up earlier, right?
Go ahead.
And the critics have deemed, like psychologists have deemed this an extreme narcissistic trait of low self-esteem.
Low self-esteem.
Oh,
Low
wow.
self-esteem.
That's
I
okay.
guess I could see where that comes from. You feel like no one's ever gonna love you, so you love yourself that much more. I guess I could see
I
that.
don't know if that's that much more. You mean you just choose to be the only person to love
If you loved yourself so much and it was so high and involved, you would know that you don't need nobody and that you would just be okay. But the fact that you feel like you need to go through these steps to have this ceremony alone and shit with your dogs and cats around, that's just
it's narcissistic as fuck.
Jacobi, I agree with you on that 100%. You get no arguments here. No,
thank you, Dex.
But I also wonder if it can also be a stage in one's development. Like you could go through a period of life.
That's backwards.
Please,
but I'm saying a stage in one's realization of oneself. Like maybe you have to go through the stage of, oh, I just love me, and then you realize, you know what, this is not where I'm at, and then you do move on to like wanting that love.
But marrying yourself, having a moment to yourself. And being like,
different.
I'm having a moment to myself. I have been single and I don't want to fuck with nobody. I'm trying to get on my, I had that gas station accident. You know what I mean? But I'm on
wasn't an accident.
I'm zoned out. You know why it was an accident? Because I was under the influence and I wasn't in my right state of mind.
Okay,
but
just because you were hungover.
It's in the past. No, you don't know what state of mind I was in. I wasn't hungover.
An accident when
you just were hungover.
It's in the past, but I am in my.
You said you wasn't. I don't want to know. No,
I don't want to be. I don't want to be with nobody. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to be with nobody. But I'm not gonna marry my motherfucking self because I know I deserve love outside of just my own shallow. My own love is grand. So if I'm just gonna marry myself, like I don't need nobody for shit and like isolate my love, that's stupid.
But even us as human beings, we don't even understand the magnitude of love or what it really means. We try to put a definition to it. We try.
I think that, don't speak for the whole race, the species of human beings. I think some people might not understand love and some people understand love on different degrees. Where we can't just say we as a human species don't understand love. I don't think that that's accurate. I think that some people
have less. Okay.
Yeah,
Jacobi came with the facts today. Holy shit!
I know. You sure you didn't work out yet? You sure you didn't go to the gym? Just invigorated today.
This Hawaiian volcano water, girl, and get you going. It gets you going.
I agree with
That's
Jacobi.
that light. That's the Hawaiian sunlight.
I agree with Jacobi. For one, we're experiencing everything in the world as we're going along. So and love. So we're experiencing love. We might not understand it in its infinite understanding, whatever, and then two, so you're taking something that is essentially a social construct, because humans are social creatures, we learn from each other, and you're applying it to a narcissistic self. That's bullshit. What the fuck?
Here's my question about that, and this is gonna sit hand in hand with Esther's belief on she doesn't like the government and marriage and all that stuff. If you're going to love yourself that much, why go through the headache of involving the government in your self-love?
Yeah.
That shit don't make no sense to me.
Yeah.
I might be the asshole here, but
No.
What did you say?
No. Not Mike. You are the asshole.
You know what
you're saying? Essentially, it sounds like a good idea, but it's trash. It's trash.
Wait, what did you say, Dex?
At the end of the day, listen, you could do that. You could have like what is it? Commencement ceremonies? Is that what it's called, Esther?
Yeah.
You could do one of those
a
with
legal
yourself.
documentation of your love.
It's unnecessary, but you can do it. But why go to involve the government in self-love? That's like calling the news like, hey, I'm about to rub one out. Y'all want to come and get this on tape?
Because for me, marriage, right? Like, it would matter, like, getting legally married for medical reasons when someone dies and stuff like that. But if you marrying your damn self, who you leaving? You can't leave nothing to you. Why is it wrong to
make a commitment to yourself, though? Like, why is
I'm
that?
not saying that. I'm saying.
Now you see why I say it's bullshit?
A commitment.
Hey, real quick. Everyone shut the fuck up. Everyone shut the fuck up. Go ahead, Snell. We're going to let the guest speak.
It's just a bit extreme. It's just really extreme form of self-love. I think that we just had, a very narcissistic president, but I think that was a reflection of our culture, society. I think it's right with narcissistic personalities, and they're thriving, and they've been thriving for a minute now. It's kind of been weird. So this marrying self thing is just like the next, I feel like, logical step in a narcissistic society. People start marrying themselves.
Well, yeah.
When you marry yourself,
Yeah.
do you have like a honeymoon? Like, is it some kind of extra intense beat off session? Is that what happens? I'm curious how this works out.
Yeah.
I'm
You know
curious.
what?
No, you would
know
probably sit in a room, maybe with some candles lit and a glass of wine, and enjoy your own fucking company.
But that's what people do on a
Because-
regular basis.
No.
It just makes maybe that
No.
person doesn't want to like share themselves.
Did you know
with
who's
someone
marrying
else.
themselves? The cat lady, the old gay man who don't nobody give a fuck about no more, and he got a bunch of poodles in his house. Those are the people who marrying them damn selves.
What the fuck?
There is someone for everyone. No, seriously. There
No.
is.
Yeah, and yourself ain't
But you
one
know
of
what?
them.
It is someone for everyone. Well, I will say that sometimes you miss that shooting star. If you don't get your shit together spiritually and emotionally with yourself, you will miss your shooting star.
Well,
Yeah, you
here's
were
the-
just going this. Go ahead.
Here's the thing, when Queen Esther brought this topic up, she brought up some very amazing points, because I believe you said Maya is a Sologamist. And then, interesting enough, she said back in the days, or it was one of them, said that Dennis Rodman did it way back. And no one ever necessarily thought about it as that being a thing until it happened. I think he was like one of the first high-profile people that's done it.
I thought he was crazy. I saw him in that wedding
Yeah,
dress
I
looking
remember-
like Count Dracula. I thought he was a lunatic.
I'll say this, because Dennis Rodman was one of my favorite basketball players growing up.
Oh, he was nasty on the
Sense
court.
now.
Why?
He was
He was
very-
nasty on the court. What do you mean, why?
He was still a ball player.
I don't recall.
Judgmental. So
I mean, I recall him being a basketball player, but I don't recall him being like dope.
He was one of the best. He was on the
You
list
can
of
take
top
that back,
fives.
Jacobi. He was one of the most defensive ball players in the league.
He was on the
told you.
list of top five for his time. It was
Okay.
Jordan, Rodman, Pippen, Houston, and who was the other dude?
You're dating yourself, Dex. You're dating yourself again.
I'm okay with that. I just said I came to America and did my first Black History Month back in the 90s. What does that tell you?
That you masturbated a lot.
No,
In the 90s.
no, that's hurtful, Jacobi. Why you gotta, I don't even know what to say to that now. Like I got
feel like
nothing,
you're masturbation shaming people.
right? No, don't you shame me.
We digress.
self-love. Ain't
Carry
nothing wrong
on.
with self-love.
Ain't nobody shaming you for being ragdolled on your one night stands, Jacobi.
So is this our comic relief
We
from
all
loving ourselves?
we all have our talents, Dex. We all have our talents.
So this is comic relief from loving ourselves. We were talking about sologamy. Sologamy?
That's not really. I don't look at that as loving yourself. Though. I look at that as being a mental illness.
I'm teasing.
I'm actually.
I'm saying you guys are talking about masturbation and other things. I just
I feel like
I
everyone
think
loves
polygamy
themselves.
is an extreme narcissistic state where you might need to see somebody.
Here, let me.
See
I
a
feel like the
professional.
labeling of it is what makes it that. Everyone loves themselves, but to take
Right.
it as far as to marry yourself, that's a
Right.
that's the whole thing right there.
Right.
I just, like you said, we have social constructs because when people, I'm going to bring up polygamy again. When people say they could love more than one person, people have an issue
no
with
one got
that
nothing
too.
to say about this. When I say
I'm
she
just
brings it, you
saying.
know what? Fuck yeah.
It's not that. What I'm saying is just like Pete said earlier, we all have our own preferences. We choose to live our lives in whatever direction it is. There are people who feel that they can love more than one person equally, and it's okay. Then there are people who feel like it's crazy, and it is. Some
But you
people
know
may
what?
take it. Wait, some people may take it to a level of narcissism, but some person may need that what you call it, ceremony for themselves to be like, I've been through so much in my life. I'm going to love myself to this level now, and then maybe they can move forward with binding themselves with another human being, because a person has to be together with themselves before they could bind themselves with another human being. Or that might be a toxic relationship right there.
Hold on, is that legal? If you marry yourself, can you marry someone else?
You have to get a divorce. You'd have to divorce yourself first.
Hold on. Can you imagine going to the judge? Why are you divorcing yourself?
Well,
because I'm an asshole.
It just didn't work out. I met somebody else.
Why are you divorcing? Because that son of a bitch cheated.
But you know what though? I am a strong believer that you can believe and do anything that you want to do as long as it doesn't. Can I say what I want to say, Esther?
Harm somebody else.
As long as it doesn't encourage you to harm yourself or somebody else. You can believe whatever you want to believe. You can love however you want to love, as long as it's consensual.
Now you know how it feels.
Not raping people or raping animals. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want to do, really.
Okay,
raping animals.
So with that being said, we're gonna kind of cut this off here. I do though have a special surprise for all of the host and guests here. I have a special video. I want you guys to watch this and give me your honest reaction to this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine sent this to me today, and I could not help myself. Don't judge me too harshly.
I was today years old when I found out false eyelashes were invented in the 1800s by a French prostitute. Do you want to know what she called them? Do you want to know? You want to know. I don't care if you don't want to know, I'm telling you. Now I do. She called them cumbrellas. And she called them that because she used them to keep the semen from getting in her eyes. I will no longer call them false eyelashes. From this day forth, they will be known as cumbrellas.
It is. I did not.
Okay, wait a minute. I've heard this before because I love information. I've heard it before, but just hearing the way it was being expressed and seeing two guys' reaction to it was funny.
Is that true? Because I've worn lashes once and I said they felt like little umbrellas on my eyelids.
Yeah, that was their purpose to
They look like umbrellas on the people's eyes. Have you ever seen those videos where a girl's on a boat and they're just like
and it's flapping because of the wind? Yeah, I did.
But I feel like if a lot of females knew that, they would seriously rethink wearing cumbrellas on their faces.
I want to hear what he think.
I gotta fact check that.
I'm defeated.
Yeah, for real. And it sounds legitimate. It really does. No, it sounds legit.
I mean, I know they were invented by a French prostitute. I didn't know that she called them cumbrellas.
Well, that's
the best thing I've ever heard.
You sure that's not? Well, let's research that.
More importantly, if that's the truth, can I start calling them that? Since that was the original name? Would it be offensive?
That's so unnecessary.
Actually, first of all, hold on a second. Don't tell me what's unnecessary, okay? This is personal preference. So you mind your own business.
Go.
Facts. Come on.
Y'all arguing and shit.
Another episode of
Right? Listen, y'all ain't gonna judge me. Cumbrellas. I'm here for it.
Look,
all right.
Marrying yourself is unnecessary. Figuring out if cumbrellas are a thing, that is very necessary.
And
you have Google and right in the palm of your hands. Go ahead. Google is right in the palm of your hands. Go ahead.
I just Googled it.
And
it doesn't have answers. It's just a bunch of different stories.
Time to go to the library and start.
I'm gonna look this up. Next week we gonna verify the name cumbrellas, and I'm telling you, if that's the real name for them, that's what I'm calling them from now on.
I think that's just somebody looking for clout.
Clout.
We just talked about what kind of freaking generation we're living in right now.
She's just looking for a social reaction. She just wants attention.
Like she's trolling right now.
What? I hope
but maybe she's telling the truth.
Exactly. What if she's right? Then you're gonna eat your words.
I don't know. What I do know is that my lashes are real.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
I know that's right.
Anyhow, thank you for joining us on another episode of Complicated Discord.
Thank you for coming,
Snow. Thank you for coming and gracing us with your presence.
Thank you for having
like
me.
I said, go ahead and check out her
Instagram.
There you go. Check out our Instagram, which will be linked below. Check out the YouTube. Check out our album. Support your independent artist. All right, her music
Yes.
is dope. I promise you.
I mean, her
yeah,
music.
just check it out. You're gonna love it. And
Her
play
music will
Jacobi
move your soul. I played it. When the album dropped, I was at home doing laundry and I just turned it on and I just was like, I'm just gonna play it while I like clean up. And I was just listening to every song, just like,
Listen.
like this is my friend.
Get a change from the
Right.
Get a change from that.
Right.
This music is gonna feed your soul. Go check it out.
Oh, that was mumble rap. Oh my god, I felt like this. That shit just stirred my spirit.
Go ahead and check it out. It's called the 7 Cents.
Yes.
That's my drink is catching up with me. Go ahead, Snow. You go ahead and use
available on all platforms. And I discovered you can use them in your stories and stuff on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff because she has her music everywhere. So I've been making stories and like using her music is fun
TikTok
stuff.
as well. TikTok as well.
TikTok.
My songs are on TikTok. I'm working with my distributor now to have the timestamps adjusted on them so they make more sense where you're able to, make clips from. So that should be happening in the next week. So before this comes out, I think that'll be taken care of. So TikTok will be pretty cool to be able to have those. Because right now, I'm just playing the first 15 seconds of every song, which doesn't really capture,
the essence of the track.
Yeah, so
that's dope. So again, thank you for
watching, comment,
and or listening. Yep. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment below.
Complicated Discord. Thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all.
It was a pleasure. You over here dropping gems, man. We love it.
It's good to see your
I
face.
felt like it was a whole Zen moment.
We're all in different. It blows my mind. It's so exciting to me that we can do this when we're all in different places all over the world. Pete's in Iraq. I'm in Hawaii. Esther's in New York. Dex is in Florida, and she's in Atlanta. And we're like all coming together. I love it.
Well, go ahead and support your independent artists, everyone. Have a good one. Peace.
Peace.
Yo, what's up? What's up? Yes, what's next? It is complicated.